We are down here at the by a vehicle versus pedestrian. Everybody remember nights ago. Miss Pat would have been still here with our community if there was what you call communications between Vista Montana Care Center and the family. So we're here now with the family. They do have, I want to see if I can zoom out a little bit here, guys. Go, that's a lot better. So you want to introduce yourselves and tell me your story for your family?
Yes, my name is Kathleen Hollifield, and I'm the niece of Patricia Ann West, who was killed Monday night here in Florida. First, I would like to thank everybody for coming out here tonight, especially my sister-in-law, Lisa Henderson, Eddie George, Lori Kane, for making this happen, and for the live stream, because I know her son, my cousin Jake, is watching right now, and along with the rest of my family that couldn't be here to remember my Aunt Pat. Aunt Pat was a special woman we all loved, led a life like no other. Many of you may have seen Aunt Pat wearing a pink hat, sitting in a rocker in Florida, just watching traffic go by. My Aunt Pat lost her mother, my grandmother, 2.5 years ago, which made life harder for Aunt Pat. When Aunt Pat found Vista, Montana, my husband Daniel and I were extremely happy that she was safe and close to us. In fact, my Aunt Pat wanted to make sure she bought my son Noah his birthday cake on Saturday. My Aunt Pat, even in her condition, brought peace to my life, because with her so close to me and my family, I felt I still had a piece of my mom and my grandmother. Her life did not have to end in tragedy. If I would have just gotten a phone call from Vista, Montana on that Sunday evening after a missing persons report was filed with Hemet PD, my family and I could have had half a Hemet out looking for Aunt Pat's safe return. Vista, Montana had my number for emergencies, and still they did not call me. They never called. We do not want this to happen to anyone else. It's going to stop. I lift the innocent family involved in this tragedy up in prayer, and thank you. Thank you for staying at the scene for my Aunt Pat. May God bring you peace. Thank you.
Say anything. Anybody else would like to say anything?
Hi, my name is Lisa Henderson. I just wanted to say that Vista, Montana, this is the second person that they have lost. First, it was the young gentleman. He's not young, but I would call him young. He left there in a wheelchair. He was missing for 2 weeks and ended up in a hospital as Jane Doe. This has to stop. Vista, Montana is negligence of not just this gentleman in the wheelchair, also Aunt Pat. Vista, Montana knows they have within hours to report to the next of kin. When they did the police report, they should have notified the family, which they didn't. They also should have never admitted Aunt Pat, knowing the mental condition that she was in, and they were not a locked facility. So that being said, we need this to stop, and we need it to stop now. We are going to be the voice of Aunt Pat, and we're also going to be the voice of the clients in Vista, Montana. This will no longer happen. We cannot allow our elderly to be placed in a facility when families are at home thinking that their loved ones are safe in their rooms, and then get calls like my sister-in-law and my brother did early that morning that Aunt Pat was passed away due to a tragic hit on Florida when they thought she was in Vista, Montana. So please, please lift the family. Tragically hit Aunt Pat, and let's get justice for Aunt Pat. This has to stop. So that's all I have to say. They know better.
Thank you.
It means a lot.
Always, brother, I know. Oh, Vista, Montana, somebody was wanting to ask where they located at.
Girard in Florida.
Girard in Florida, guys. And this is not the first case that this happened in Vista, Montana. I've already covered 3 other people that just went missing One person we found deceased. The other person ended up finding him in Riverside Hospital as a Jane Doe. And then now Miss Pat. That's 3 people in 4 months that we've ended up covering.
That's within 4 months. That's one is too many.
Exactly.
The second one is ridiculous. The third one, it has to stop. We all know one life. That's way too many.
That's it.
So that being said, Aunt Pat should be here with us today. We could have did a search and rescue for her.
All right. And guys, if you ever come down through here, we are right here across the street from the Eyelash Extension right here at Panero Bread. There is a vigil right here. We encourage everybody to please come down, support the family, bring a candle, say a prayer, and make sure you follow their movement, Justice for Aunt Pat. Thank you for tuning in here with ActionEyeNews.com.